Testing. Lovely stuff. Right then, welcome to West Clewes, the home of Welton Rovers, for tonight's Summer Valley FM broadcast. We join Welton Rovers here in their last home game of the season in the Toolstation Western First Division. They play Calne Town, the visitors here this evening, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary position by a man who was with me. He was by my side when we travelled all those months ago to Calne Town. It's Bob Allard. Good evening, Bob.
Yeah, good evening, Ian. It's nice to have you here at Welton for our last game of the season. Let's hope we can replicate what we did in the first game when we commentated together and get a good win for Welton.
Well, of course, on that day, Welton put in an absolutely cracking performance, didn't they? It was a good game of football to watch, a very good advert for Western League football, but Welton ran out thoroughly deserved winners.
That's right. I mean, it was open-ended, end-to-end stuff. Both sides played great attacking football. We got the break. I think it was in the second half, I remember now. Got the good goal and held on for the 3 points, which was a good start to the season. Right then, so the teams have just got underway. Now, in this first half, Welton Rovers are going to be playing from right to left here, not their normal starting position, but and the visitors, of course, Calne will be playing from left to right. Calne are playing in an all-blue strip, Welton playing in their traditional green striped shirts, green shorts and green socks. Welton are on the attack. Calne have got some defending to do. They've got to get it out of their own half. They're being quite lackadaisical about it, but they do play a long ball up to the halfway line, and it was Ben Bicknell who gets it forward. But although there's a free ball down there on the right wing for Welton Rovers, over in the corner flag, ball put into the centre, looking for number 10, Paul Banks, but can't get it away. It's with number 11, Ben Thompson. Thompson trying to play it out of defence, but it's picked up there by Metcalfe, tonight's captain for Welton Rovers. And that effort there, he was looking for a forward. I think he may have been looking for Gay, but it goes into the arms of the Calne goalkeeper, Rob Pocock. Now it's Calne actually on the attack in the Welton half over on the left-hand side. But number 8, Levi Cox, Dan Lardner plays it back towards halfway. Welton have got it back. Metcalfe has got it in the centre of the park. He's got it to Banks. Banks plays it forward to Gay. But it's intercepted by Calne, and Calne playing around with it now in the halfway line, although Calne actually are mounting an attack down their left wing. Play a ball into number 5, Beasley. He's got green shirts all around him, plays it back to Thompson. Thompson back again on that left wing. Ball played into Thompson again in the middle of the park. Plays it on to number 7, James Lai. Lai with a crossfield ball, looking out for number 2, Phillimore. It's a good ball for Phillimore. Released him down that right wing. Phillimore's got a couple of Welton players, but he's managed to find a good ball in there to number 7, Lai. And that was a good fingertip save there by Dan Tamblyn. Even Bob, even before we've had a chance to go through the teams, Tamblyn's been called into action. That's right. It's been a good start. Good start. Both sides going all at it. Both sides attacking. There's a fine save by Tamblyn. I think Calne must have won the toss, because as you can see, Tamblyn is shielding his eyes because he's got the low sun right in his eyes, and why he's not wearing a cap I don't know, but let's hope that doesn't play a part in this first half. But yeah, it's a good start by both sides, and Welton looked quite impressive, and also a little thing thanks to our ground staff, because if you'd have been here on Saturday and seen what was left of this pitch after that and looking at it today, you'd think you're on another planet, so well done to them.
Right, well, Welton do have the ball just inside the Calne half, but hopefully we've got a few moments for Bob to take us through tonight's Welton Rovers side.
Right, in goal is Dan Tamblyn, number 2, Ben Bicknell, 3, Dan Scribbins, been there all season, 4, Byron Lismore, the ever reliable Greg Dando at the back at number 5, Welton captain Jack Metcalfe, number 6, Jack Nix, number 7, Dan Collins from Frome at number 8, Ryan Gay, the youngster, up front, number 9, with Paul Banks, and Andy Catley, the veteran, on the left wing at number 11.
I'll quickly run you through tonight's Calne side. That's Rob Pocock in goal for Calne, and then number 2's Nathan Phillimore, 3, Aaron Legister, as Scrivens there just gets the ball out of the Welton box. Number 4, Dan Jones and captain. Number 5, Chris Beasley. Number 6, Rory Worthington. 7, James Lai. 8, Dan Lardner. 9, Levi Cox. 10, Glenn Armstrong. And 11, Ben Thompson. Now then, Calne building an attack on the left, whip a ball in, and again Tamblyn managed to get just in front of Glenn Armstrong there. He did ever so well. Been called into action a couple of times, but despite the fact he's not wearing a hat, Tamblyn's been in impressive form, Bob.
Yeah, he certainly was. And on Saturday, Saturday he made some outstanding saves, three really first-class saves. He's only young at the game and he's got a bit to learn, but he's had a good season.
So Calne have the ball in the middle of the field over on the right-hand wing, playing it tight to the touchline, but it's cut out there by Dan Collins, who's got it to Banks. Banks is put through Ryan Gay. Ryan Gay's only got the keeper to beat. He's going to the right of him, and unfortunately he left it too late, and the goalkeeper had made himself large. But Banks, a quick ball fired in by Banks, and Banks fires over the bar. So they're Welton Rovers having two very, very good attacking options. I think we would have expected Ryan Gay to have done better, but he did well to keep the ball in the attacking third, and Banks had an opportunity to put Welton ahead.
Yeah, he should have scored there, and I think he knows he should have. It's confidence. The lad's only young, so it's again a learning curve for him, but he's broke through, controlled it, a bit more confidence up front, fired that in, and that was a certain goal. Banks was there, and did well with his effort on the turn, difficult chance, but young Gay, let's hope he learns from that.
I mean, I think perhaps Ryan Gay couldn't believe his luck when he put through there. Everybody was looking for a linesman's flag, and it never came, did it, Bob?
No, that's right. And to be fair, he stopped and actually looked at the liner, who saying, "Off again, here he goes again." Yeah,
he's Chris Beasley's chasing him down. He's put a shot in, but I'm not sure whether that was it was not a deflection, because it's going to be a Calne goal kick. So Pocock to take this, and it's been exciting opening to this game. We've had only a little more than 5 minutes and good chances at both ends. As Worthington now over on the left, tying up Bicknell, but manages to get a ball in, but he's put it just behind Ben Thompson. Thompson does well to control just on the edge of the box, puts it back to Worthington. Worthington can't keep it in, and it will be a goal kick to Welton Rovers. The Green Army here, not perhaps in the numbers we would have liked for the last home game, but we all want Welton to go out with a bit of a bang tonight, don't we, Bob? This is your last home game of the season, of course. That's
right, and to be fair, it's been quite an impressive start. As you say, there's not even 10 minutes yet, and there's been opportunities for us and for them, so it's got the makings of a good game, very reminiscent of the one at the start of the season. So if this pace continues, we're in for a good evening.
So Calne with a throw-in now over on that left wing again. Get it up to number 10, Glenn Armstrong. But Welton managed to get it forward, looking for Gay. The Gay and Banks combination up front. Welton losing out in a bit of head tennis. I think we'd say man for man, Calne do look a slightly bigger side. Anyway, put far too much of an optimistic ball down for I think that's Rory Worthington over on that left wing. And the ball goes out of play, and it's going to be Dan Tamblin who will get us back underway. Yes, it was monsoon conditions on Saturday. I had the pleasure of spending the afternoon just up the hill, just at the top of Silver Street, where I stood on a table to watch 80 minutes of rugby, of which I would say that probably the ball was in play for about 5 of them.
Yeah, it was something special out here. As you can see, the pitch has been heavily sanded, but my goodness, as I said, the players doing 30-yard sliding tackles going on the cross. It was incredible. But to be fair, everyone wanted it finished, so it was a lottery really, and we lost on Saturday to the lottery.
Banks now, just on the edge of the box, he unleashes a shot, and Pocock just manages to fend it round the bar and the post. That was to his left, and he's conceded a corner in the process. I think Banks hit from distance, but Pocock was equal to it. I think he would have troubled him perhaps a little bit more had he been at the other end and that ball been dipping and coming out of the sun anyway. Welton Rovers have a corner from the right-hand side, whipped into the near post, but whipped straight back out again, so Welton will get another bite of the cherry. Ball played in, this time high to the back post. It's going to be one in the air, headed down. Welton, all he needed to do was to stab it in there, but unfortunately it's bobbled off to the right-hand side of the goal. But another close chance there, Bob.
Well, it wasn't a close goal, absolute sitter, really. I mean, it was inches away from a toe, didn't matter whose toe it was, and it was in the net. So that's 10 minutes gone, and 2 real mega chances for Welton that have gone begging at the moment. Let's hope we don't come to regret that.
Scrivens now Ball's actually gone back to Dando in the heart of the Welton defence, and he launches a long ball up towards the left, and Banks trying to put pressure on Nathan Phillimore, and ball's gone out, but Welton Rovers will have a throw in deep into the Calne half, about just on the edge of the final third, and it's taken by Scrivens. He's got it into Metcalfe, the captain, back to Scrivens, back to Metcalfe. Metcalfe drills a ball in, looking for Ryan Gay. Gay heads it down. Banks trying to get hold of it. He's got hold of it. He's gone to the left, and he got away his shot, but it hit the side netting. Pocock had the goal covered. Banks and Gay have started, it's been a lively start for them. Obviously, their heads are up at the moment. We want to keep it that way because you've got to feel, ever the optimist, that sooner or later one of these chances is going to go in, Bob.
That's right. They're looking quite lively. Banks in particular up front and causing all sorts of problems to the Calne back four. Here we go again.
Yeah, Ryan Gay was just underneath that one, but it's number 8 actually. It's Collins, gets out to the left to get Ryan Gay. Ryan Gay gets to the byline, he's inside the box, he's held it up, he's got Catley in. Catley swings a ball in. I couldn't see who that was number 7. Nix tried to get the shot in and it was defended there by Calne. Calne's a lot of men back, but they're trying to break now. They're just on the halfway line, coming forward down that left-hand side. I can't see, that's Collins, isn't it, tackling back there, but Ben Thompson's managed to get round him. Thompson puts it into Armstrong, just on the edge of the box. Over the left-hand side. This time a ball coming in. That's going to be relatively easy for Tamblyn to just pluck that one out of the air. He didn't have any blue shirts around him there, so he was able to gather and he's cut to calm things down end to end. So we've just seen a good attacking option by Welton Rovers, but you can't take your eyes off of Calne because they've got the capacity to hit on the break, Bob.
That's right. As I said, both sides are really playing good football. It is a first-class game. In those early days, 50.
A ball over the top there into the heart of defence. Ryan Gay couldn't get on the end of that one. There was 3 larger, but Ryan Gay didn't. He committed himself into that and blocked the ball, and it's gone out. It's gone out for a throw into Calne. But I think Calne thought they'd have possession in the Welton half, thanks to Ryan Gay. They've got it in their own half. A long throw up to halfway line, and that's number 4 there, Byron Lismore, who gets it back to Tamblyn in the Welton goal. So we're seeing a committed performance so far from Welton, which is what we want to see. I know it's sometimes these end-of-season encounters have almost a pre-season feel about them, particularly when there's nothing for the two sides to play for, as is the case here, I believe. I think Welton's safety has been assured for a while, Bob.
That's right, we're okay, and Calne are okay. They're going to finish higher than us in the table, but I'm really pleased for the spectators because this is a good advert for the football, because as you quite rightly say, some of these end of seasons can be dire, lifeless affairs, but this is that both sides are going out to achieve a win today. It's really good entertainment.
Well, Calne are going to have a free kick on the relatively central, but a little bit over to the left on the Welton half. The ball's delivered high and it was straight actually to Tamblyn. It would have been a spectacular effort had it gone in. I think we're all pleased to say that it didn't, but the sun's actually just dipped behind a cloud. Had it not dipped behind a cloud, I think Dan Tamblyn might have been tested a little bit more with that effort, but I think we were all expecting the cross that never came. Tamblyn's effort there, the clearance from the back, gone out for a throw-in, and it's going to be Nathan Phillimore to take it. Phillimore, Scrivens is underneath that one, trying to find Dan Collins, but it's going to be Lardner who gets it away, and he got it to Legister. Legister up to Lai passing it down to I think that's Worthington over on the left. Worthington trying to work it in. He does to Lai. Worthington's cut into the box and he fires a shot away and he goes across the face of the goal. And it was a well-worked move by Calne Town. I have to say they played some good football, but fortunately for Welton Rovers, the finish wasn't up to the rest of the build-up play. But they seem to be doing an awful lot down that left-hand side, Bob.
That's right. They're combining well out there and causing our defence problems there. As you say, it was a great ball over and effort that weren't that far off the far post. Anyway,
Tamblyn will get us back underway with a goal kick, and Ryan Gay's underneath that one, but he loses out in the air to Phillimore for Calne. Phillimore again up in the air. But Collins now has the ball, and he's got it through to Banks. Banks has run onto it. He hasn't got anybody up with him. He's going to have to try and hold it up a little bit on the left-hand side. He puts a long ball over. There's a bit too much on that. I think that's Jack Nix over there on that right-hand side. Nix brings it under control. Nix trying to put a cross in, but it comes off of Legister's backside, and that will go out for a throw into Welton Rovers, which Nix is going to take. I was pleased to see Catley's name on the team sheet. He's always a player I enjoy watching when I come to watch Welton Rovers.
Yeah, he's been consistent.
Ball's delivered, actually, was by Catley, I think. I picked my moments, don't I, Bob? The ball's over. They've switched play from the right to the left. Scrivens, ferocious, and he's ever so good at that. He won it in the tackle, and he's gone straight through the number 2, Phillimore. He's got it to the byline. It's going to take an awful lot to stop Dan Scrivens. Eventually, it took 2 of them, but they only got it as far as Metcalf. Metcalf brings it under control on the Welton left. Metcalf delivers a ball into the box. There's nobody there, and it goes into Pocock's hands. But yes, anyway, we were eulogising about Andy Catley there.
Yeah, he's been consistent and ever present all season, on the pitch and off the pitch. And, teams at this league and this level need an old hand like Andy. Won't mind me calling him an old hand. He's been there, done it. He's proven his worth as a footballer, and it's great that the youngsters can learn off of him.
Banks now, up in the final third on the left-hand side. He's controlling the ball, bringing it under control. Catley, as we've just been talking about, delivers a ball in. Probably not one of his greatest efforts, not a vintage Catley cross, and it gives Calne an opportunity to get it away. Calne coming forward through James Lye, gets it over to the the left-hand side for Calne. He's trying to find Rory Worthington. Worthington keeps the ball in, and they've now managed to get up to Glenn Armstrong, but they're still only just out of their half, and a ball up, optimistic ball there, I think. I did wonder whether we'd see the linesman's flag, which we didn't, but that didn't matter in the end because Tamblyn was quickly out of his goal and he got it back to the Welton right back, Ben Bicknell, as Welton play it across the back 4. Greg Dando in control now. Nice little turn there by Dando. Dando plays the ball forward, but a bit lackadaisical actually, and Levi Cox has cut it out for Calne. I was about to start waxing lyrical about Greg Dando then, Bob. I'm very glad that I didn't. Anyway, Welton have the ball in the middle of the pitch. He's played that to Collins. Collins going forward through the centre of the park. Collins unleashes an effort, and it was a bit of a Barnes-Wallace job there, skimming along the surface, and Pocock didn't cause him any problems. Collins, am I right in saying that is he a player who's on loan or something from Frome?
Yeah, he's from Frome. He looks the part as well. He's only a youngster. This gives him regular first-team football at a decent standard, so this will be good for him. And as you can see, he certainly shows his ability and skill out there.
Yeah, he's been lively in his opening exchanges. Lismore now for Welton has it in the left corner flag, right at the back. His ball forward is straight to a Calne player. Played into the box, but cut out by Scrivens. Scrivens gets it forward, looking for Banks. Banks shields it down and starts going through the centre. He's got players to his right, if he chooses, and he does. Eventually, perhaps a little bit. That was Jack Nix over on that right. Ball's played in again. Welton in a very good position. They had men up there. They put that was a very good move, and it was played out by Calne. They put it out for a corner. It's going to be Catley who whips this in from the left, but a good move there by Welton Rovers. And they were queuing up for that one, Bob, weren't they?
That was first class. He broke through. Young Nix made space on the right, deep cross, and it was cleared for the corner.
No, can't get that one away. Headed away there, the Catley corner, up as far as Levi Cox, and Calne will bring it away. And it's number 3, Legister, and on that occasion, Calne have tripped the offside trap of Welton Rovers. Didn't seem very happy about that. They get themselves back underway. Ben Thompson over on that left-hand side, and again Ryan Gay. He's taken an awful lot of punishment today, isn't he? He's putting his body on the line.
Yeah, he's looking very good out there. He's causing the defence problems, but niggly little attacks on them, and looking good, looking sharp.
He's sort of Steve Bridges without the aggression.
Yeah, he's only young. He's got a long way to go yet.
I saw Steve actually had a fantastic game against Bath City this time last week. He really was good to see him sort of he was in his pomp.
His prime.
Well, no, he might not be, but I tell you what, his pace has returned anyway. And a lovely bloke. Calne have it just inside their own half. That's Levi Cox to Thompson. Thompson plays it into Dan Lardner, and now it's sprayed out to the right-hand side, but there was a little bit too much on that for Cox, and as it was, what looked like a promising attack there for Calne Town, was shut out by Welton Rovers. Well, not so much shut out, but it was slightly. They slightly over-egged that last pass, and it's given Tamblyn in the Welton goal an opportunity to calm things down. We're about midway through this first half now, and I'd say it was on us even.
Yeah, very much so. As I said earlier, both sides have produced some good quality attacking football, and here's another time now.
Tamblyn just juggles the ball out. It's Lismore who'll clear it up there, but that was number 10, Glenn Armstrong, who was putting a lot of pressure with the ball over the top to the Welton goalkeeper. Well, Calne still have it in the Welton half, and I mean. As much as we've been celebrating some of Welton's play going forward, you do have a feel that equally Calne, if they can get their final ball through, they are looking dangerous in the Welton half, aren't they, Bob?
Yeah, I think in the last 5 minutes they've taken control a bit of the midfield. We've seemed to have dropped back a bit, and the last 2 or 3 attacks that is centred from the midfield, and they found space there to do the long balls, do the ball throughs, which Calne's forwards are attacking. So we need to tighten up on that. And the floodlights are coming on. Oh, right, the floodlights are coming on.
We put the 50p in the meter. And, Armstrong through to Levi Cox. Cox over on the right-hand side of the box. And fortunately for Welton Rovers, Cox's final touch there completely and utterly deserted him, because he got through into the penalty box there, and he was on his own. I mean, he still was at an acute angle to try and beat Tamblyn, but if he'd have had support, which Glenn Armstrong has been up with him, then that could have been that could easily have been the opening goal. So Welton Rovers need to liven up a little bit here. Ryan Gay now has the ball in the Calne half, but loses it out. Catley puts a ball through the middle of the park, but looking for Banks, but it was played out by, I think that's Dan Jones, the Calne captain, and that's going to go out to Scrivens, back at the left back, and Banks has got it. Banks has used it. Banks is doing well as the hold-up man at the moment. He's got it back to Catley. Catley surely shouldn't see a pass over wide on the right-hand side to Nix. Nix brings it under control. Back to Bicknell. Bicknell puts the ball down, but it's cut out in the air by Calne. Now Catley has it again trying to find Nix over on that right-hand side. Nix has the ball, put it forward, I think, to Ryan Gay, but the pass couldn't find its man. Gay was looking to turn his man, use the pace of the pass, but he didn't. Now that was a very sloppy ball by Calne, given away to Dan Thompson. Ball's put through to Gay. Gay's in the box. He's going to get a shot off. No, it was a fantastic diving tackle there by Dan Jones. And it looked like Ryan Gay had sort of finally got into the groove, because he was shaping up the whole body shape, the movement, everything looked really good. It looked like he was going to get off a pile driver, and Dan Jones came steaming in there at the last minute. It's sort of a Rio Ferdinand-esque tackle there, but more promising, Bob.
Yeah, that was a good tackle by Calne to deny young Gay. At least he looked lively there and shaped up for a decent shot, but well cleared by the Calne defence. And Banks is having a really strong game up front for Welton. He's just dropping back from Gay, setting him up, and I think with a bit of luck we'll get a goal here before too long, before the first half finishes.
I think it would be fair to say that goals have been a little hard to come by this season overall, but I mean, I know there's been a few scored in recent weeks. I mean, if we are to get a goal, we're looking at Gay or Banks, really.
I think the way Banks is playing, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the score sheet whatsoever, because he's looking very lively and very sharp tonight. He's playing some good football, and
he's got a little bit. He's a little bit bigger than Ryan Gay, isn't he? And that sort of the Kevin Phillips, Niall Quinn combination. Anyway, Catley challenge there, ran in straight into Ben Thompson. Unfortunately, the ball didn't fall kindly for him, and Calne bringing it away over to the left. They've got it just inside the Welton half. A ball played through there to James Lai. Lai now gets it back to Thompson. Thompson back to Lai. They're going to switch play over to the right. Ball goes to Phillimore. Phillimore now, that right flank. Thompson tracking back, but the ball through there. Poor, but well, looks like I think I could see the idea, but there wasn't anybody running onto it, and as a result of that, the ball through there by Phillimore didn't trouble the Welton Rovers defence. Tamblin has the ball and will clear. Gets it up to halfway. Phillimore's going to fall to him. Calne getting it just inside their own half. That's Dan Lardner. Ricochets off of I think that was Dan Collins. So Calne will have the throw in just in front of the home dugout. Dan Lardner, there's a name that rings a bell, Bob.
Yeah, I think he's been a real stalwart of Wiltshire football for a long, long time. I think with Calne and other clubs, I may be wrong there, but I've seen him about a long time, and he's one of these guys, you can see from a real committed, good team player, and the sort all Western League teams should have, someone as reliable like that we've got Catley.
Well, Lardner's on the ball now, and he dispossesses Ryan Gay, and he gets it out to number 3, Aaron Legister, over on... Well, Legister's in a central position, but he was looking to take the ball over to the left, and that ball fall down that left channel and goes straight into the hands of Tamblin. Tamblin rolls the ball out. Gets out to halfway, knocked on by Collins, but cut out by the Calne defence. Up towards Dando. Dando's header. Looks like that's going to go out, and it'll be a Calne throw-in midway into the Welton Rovers half, over on the left-hand side. Not taken particularly quickly. Now it's Glenn Armstrong, but that ball was cut out by Nix and won back by Welton. They've got it up to Banks. Banks... he's on his own, really. He's struggling to try and bring the ball under control. He manages to do that over on the right-hand side, but shows a little bit too much of it to Calne. Calne can't bring it away. Metcalf's got it now in the centre of the park. But Calne playing quite a high line, and at times Welton are struggling to be able to get it out their own half, certainly by passing it out their own half. We're seeing a lot of long balls, aren't we, Bob?
Yeah, the game's changed a bit in the last 10 minutes. The fluidity is gone from both sides, really. It's sort of being bogged down in midfield, and as you say, reverting to the long balls over the top. We want to get back to how we started, neat passing football on the floor and creating chances.
Because neither Banks nor certainly Ryan Gay, the long ball game isn't really going to suit them. I mean, both of them, we've seen them, they're perfectly capable of holding up the ball and running with the ball, but they're not particularly tall, are they, Bob?
No, that's right, and that's again been a feature occasionally of our recent games this season where, we've started well, gone off the boil a bit and reverted back to the long ball, and of course, as you say, with the height thing, and you get some sturdy, strong defenders, tall defenders, we're never going to win it. That could be a reason for the lack of goals, of course.
Well, Banks has it now over on the right-hand side. He's tussling with number 5, Chris Beasley. Beasley's another strong centre-half for Calne. As the ball goes back to Pocock, juggles it. It's going to be that'll be a goal kick for Calne Town. Pocock kicks it up to the halfway line. Won by Welton, put forward to Beasley. Beasley gets it to Lai. Welton still pressuring, but there's not too many green shirts up there, although Ryan Gay's got it back to Dan Collins. Collins trying to get to the edge of the box, but it was dispossessed in the end, and now Calne bring it away, and the referee didn't enjoy that effort from, I think it was Mr. Metcalf who's going to, I thought it was
foot up there.
And it's going to get a talking to as well, and the finger is being pointed, no more.
Yeah, that's right, because I mean, very competitive is Jack, and a very, very good player, good captain, but he's got to use his head now and again.
Well, he stayed out of the book. The header there won by Dando, but it looks like that's going to go behind, although I think Welton have managed to keep it out for a throw-in. So it's a throw-in taken by Levi Cox, taken quickly to Phillimore. Phillimore couldn't control it, and now Welton Rovers will have a throw-in their own half over on the left-hand side. taken to Tamblin. No, Metcalf. A ball played long down there looking for Ryan Gay, but that pitters out. And it's Dan Jones who gets it back to Nathan Phillimore, who's going to take this throw in. Midway into the Calne half over on the right-hand side. Still 0-0 here, of course, at West Clewes. We've come close, but there has been no cigar. Calne have it through Leicester, the left back, comes forward down that left wing. He comes into the Welton half, gets it up to Armstrong. Calne still have it. Dan Collins whips in to try and dispossess Calne, but he can't. And now Levi Cox over on the right-hand side, gets past Scrivens, takes it to the edge of the box. Welton have got to be careful here because we're seeing some challenges flying in and that close to the penalty box. They're in danger of giving away a penalty which would give Calne the opening goal. Now, as it is, we're seeing the referee's stopped play. He's giving us stern talking to. I think that's Byron Lismore. But that was a bit of a let-off, Bob, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's edge of the area now. Difficult to defend for Welton here. Lismore got a talking to for something he said to the referee, which he ought to be a bit careful about. So this is dangerous for Welton. It's a good shooting position for the visitors.
Could have been a bit worse if that had been a penalty, and I hope that the Welton defence appreciate the let-off. Still, they've got a lot of defending to do here. It's going to be Ben Thompson, or is it? It looks like it's Ben Thompson shaping up to take this in the centre position, and it hits the bar. It comes off of the bar. Can't have hit the bar. It was very low backlift on that free kick, but he placed it very well. I mean, perhaps not quite as well as he would have liked, because he'd have liked to put it in, but it wasn't a bad effort at all. Anyway, Banks has it for Welton Rovers in the Calne half. And he rides one challenge and then another. He gets it wide out to the right to Jack Nix. Nix controls it, twists, loses out actually on that occasion. Leicester has it, and he's going to build a Calne attack down that left-hand side. Welton Rovers, it feels a little bit under the cosh at the moment. They need to try and wrestle back possession from the visitors here today. And is that another foul there? Another foul, Bob? A bit of indiscipline creeping in.
That's right. We've gone off the boil in the last 5 minutes. Calne has certainly sensed that and are pressing now. It's another needless free kick. We were very fortunate with the other one. It was a good curling free kick, hit the top of the bar. We got away with that, but we must buck ourselves up a bit because we're retreating. Here it comes.
Lardner's ball into the box, headed on, and that's it, the first goal, and it's Dan Jones. That had an air of inevitability. I would think we were both hoping that Welton could make it through to half-time without conceding a goal, Bob, but I don't think we can have any complaints about that goal.
No, I think that about sums it up, right? As I said, we've gone off the boil the last 5 minutes, 2 bits of indiscipline. That one, another free kick, 30 yards out, good delivery. Mr. Jones, raced in. Welton defence was static. Nice little sliding header into the net. Can't complain about that. So
Welton have got their work cut out here. There's still plenty of time for them to get something out of this game. 35 minutes on the clock we've had. And Welton Rovers find themselves a goal down from Dan Jones. Set piece there by Calne Town. And at the moment, we'd have to say that Calne deserves that 1-goal lead. But there's only 1 goal in it. Still nearly an hour to go here at West Clewes now, but Calne have the ball again in the Welton half, obviously looking for that second. Collins wins it back for Welton Rovers, but a poor ball in, gives it to Armstrong. Armstrong gets it out to Thompson. Now plays switched from the right to the left. They put a ball into the box, one in the air by Dando. Dando gets it out but just to the edge of the box. Lardner hovering for Calne, but he was beaten to the ball, I think, by Bicknell. Levi Cox now on the right-hand side for Calne, plays it back to Jones, the captain and goal scorer. In fact, now it goes back to his centre-half partner, Chris Beasley. Beasley puts a long ball forward, far too long for Levi Cox, who didn't fancy that one. So Welton Rovers get a chance to rest. I suppose, really, unless they can buck their ideas up in the next 10 minutes, realistically, we just want Welton to get into half-time with it 1-0, and hopefully Stuart Minor can liven things up a bit in the second half, Bob.
That's right. Calne have certainly got the tails up now, and they can sense a second goal here because Welton are all over the place at the moment. And look out, here we go again.
Yes, Armstrong over on the right-hand side. He's twisting and turning, trying to get past Dando, but Dando takes some getting past, and it's Dando going to... They're tussling down in the corner flag. Dando's pushed him all the way to the right-hand side of the pitch, and he can't get out, and eventually they get the ball out. Dando gets the better of that little battle, and that was good to see, but certainly Calne still with the momentum here, and Welton Rovers need to keep the ball for a bit, I think, and to try and play some football and play themselves back into this game, because at the moment, if they get a chance, it's going to be a snatch one. As Scrivens actually comes tearing up the left-hand side, and he wins it well against Jones. Scrivens now cuts in from the left. He takes it to the byline, just to the edge of the box, delivers a cross in. Far too much on that. Unfortunately, sailed across Nix's head. I think Nix, on another day, we would have... I think Scrivens was looking for a header, but Nix was just coming in completely the wrong angle, and wasn't really in a position to be able to throw himself at that, but Scrivens did well. I wonder whether you think he perhaps caught the rest of his Welton colleagues a little bit off guard. Actually, we'll come to Bob in a second, because Calne breaking down the left. Balls played in. Very good at getting blue shirts up. Number 6, that is, Worthington. But Tamblin cuts that one out. Yeah, I mean, do you think that he perhaps caught the rest of his colleagues unawares there, Bob? Yeah,
I think it was a bit too hard, really. I think he rather wanted it in the middle, but Calne pressing again down this left, as we highlighted earlier on, and here they go again. Dangerous position for Welton, and another header there, but that's been cleared for a corner, so it's certainly the visitors on the ascendancy here with about 5 minutes or more to go. Welton have hopefully got to keep it like this without getting another goal conceded, because that will really mess it up. So they've got to defend this.
So Lardner to take. Yeah, that header out was from Glenn Armstrong, and Lismore did well, I think, to put Armstrong... he didn't give him anywhere to shoot, and it came off of Lismore anyway, and the ball's delivered into the near post, but booted away, high, wide and handsome into the gardens there. Into the gardens that one goes. And so new balls, please, here at West Clewes, as we're getting into the summer spirit. Still...
this Calne are looking very, very good at the moment. Welton have lost the plot a bit, which Stuart Minor will have to address at half-time. And it just goes to go in football. You know, we were talking about the chances created in the first 10 minutes. 2 good chances for Welton to open the scoring. Didn't get them, and now we're on the back foot.
Can't continue to press. It's over with Levi Cox just to the right of the penalty box. Phillimore delivers a ball into the box. He made a run up the right wing. Welton have got pretty much everybody. Well, no, they haven't got everybody behind them all. Levi Cox puts a ball in. I think a bit of an optimistic effort, but perhaps had he taken that on the outside of his boot, he'd have caused Tamblin a lot more. He'd have caused him a lot more trouble in the Welton goal. Welton then get the ball away. Welton have actually managed to get the build and attack in the Calne half. It feels like the first time they've managed to do this for a while. Can't get it up to the halfway line. Headed on there by Armstrong, and Rory Worthington puts a ball over for number 11 Ben Thompson on the left hand side. Thompson brings it under control, and 2 Welton players managed to bustle him off the ball, but Welton still got it deep in their own half. I think this is Collins who was trying to bring the ball away, and Welton get the benefit of that particular decision, and the first time they've had a free kick in their own half for a while. They did manage to build a bit of play in the Calne half, but it didn't come to anything, and before they knew it, Calne were pressing them again in the box. But anyway, Tamblin's gone over onto the right-hand side, gets the ball into the Calne half. Banks can't win it in the air, but I'm not sure whether... I think that was Bricknell who did. Ball played through. Now it's Dando who's got it. We can see the ball is bobbling around a little bit. I mean, all credit to the groundsman, as you said at the top of the commentary, Bob. But it's making it a little bit difficult for some of the players to bring the ball under control and playing it along the ground.
Yeah, I think the famous Welton bobble is beginning to take effect for both sides. as you can see, little balls just come out of the dugout. My goodness, it started off flat and it's foot up in the air.
That's absolutely right. I mean, Mark Harrington was telling me that the famous Welton Bobble accounted for Welton Rovers and Yeovil Town. So if you needed a 12th or 13th man, wouldn't be a bad. It's not a bad one to have on your side.
No, it's always a very useful tool to have up your sleeve.
Anyway, number 9, Levi Cox, has it in the middle of the Calne half, gets it to Thompson. Ball played forward, but Welton have it, and now they've got it out to Collins on the left. He plays a nice little ball into the centre. I think that was Banks, but Banks was dispossessed perhaps a little bit too easily there. But anyway, the ball comes back. There aren't any Calne players to pressure either Lismore or Tamblin, and just as I say that, of course, Armstrong comes out to meet Lismore, but he gets it anyway. Gets it away to Jack Metcalfe. Metcalfe puts a ball out, looking for Nix over on the right-hand side, but didn't find his man. Calne do have it, but this is perhaps the first time for a while we've seen Welton with the ball in the final third. Didn't last for long as Calne bring it away, and that was a lovely little turn. I think that was Lardner. The ball with Armstrong now just on the halfway line. They're playing it back. They're being sensible, aren't they, about the way they're playing it, Calne? They're playing some possession football. Having said that, of course, Dan Collins just takes possession away, puts a rather optimistic ball through, although Pocock fumbles it, gets it out quickly, but I think that was Ryan Gay who was sniffing around there, hoping to pick up something. I think on another day, had Gay been 1 yard behind, he would have had the goal at his mercy, but it's not been that sort of a game, has it, Bob?
No, it's been one of those games so far, but the Calne are looking dangerous down this left. I don't know quite what's going on over there, but just now they had 2 sort of free, and if the ball got to him, we'd have been in big trouble. But we seem to have stemmed the storm just before half-time. It could go any minute now, but it'll be in the dressing room, and it's manager Stuart Minall's job to get them going again for the second half, because for the first 25 minutes, it was a really good game. Welton contributed to that good game, and 2-3 clear chances to go in the lead, didn't take them, what has happened quite a few times this season, and then we're punished. So we got the half-time talk, as they say, all important.
Yes. Anyway, the ball just in the Calne box, and Ryan Gay was flying in there, as it looked like Dan Jones and Rob Pocock were having a bit of a chat, but he wasn't able to capitalise on it. Anyway, Collins has the ball. He's trying to find an option, but he hasn't really got too many on. He's managed to get it up, and Scrivens heads on elaborately to Metcalfe. Metcalfe puts a ball high up into the box, but a little bit too far away from any of his Welton colleagues, and I think perhaps that ball into the final third it's been a little bit sloppy. It's not been as deliberate as perhaps it could have been, and that's another area where Calne have done well.
That's right, that's what's happened. I mean, as you see yourself, in the first sort of 20 minutes we were keeping it on the ground, playing good attacking football. Chances were created which we didn't convert. Now we've lost the plot a bit and reverting back to the long ball, which are being dealt with quite easily by the defenders of Calne.
And Levi Cox got it in the box. He squares it back, and I think that's Lardner who plays it high, wide, and hand. I think he's just hit my car. That's outrageous. Gordon Bennett. Anyway, fortunate
to play for Norwich.
Yes, Levi Cox there did well to get into the Welton box. I mean, that would have been a hammer blow just before half-time, wasn't he? Cox cut it back. I think it was Lardner who put it. I mean, he put it well over the bar. Put it so far over the bar and spinning out to the left. As I say, I thought my car was going to be safe over there, Bob.
Yeah, it was a chance, though, a good chance, and under any other circumstances, kept the ball down. That's a goal. So Welton got away with that, really.
Another long ball there forward from Catley, unfortunately. Nobody. Well, I think Ryan Gay appeared at the end of it, but again, these balls just, Welton just aren't connecting the dots at the moment. I think that they've got themselves a little bit more back into this game just as we come to half time, albeit from that last effort was a bit worrying. But anyway, Phillimore has it for Calne over on the right hand side, played down the channel to Levi Cox. Ball played along. I think they were looking for Glenn Armstrong there, but wasn't going to get it in the end, and the ball's gone out for a throw-in. I think it should be a Welton Rovers throw-in. It's going to be Dan Scrivens who takes it. Scrivens, long ball up, looking for Banks. Banks does flick it on. Ryan Gate now loses out to Jones. Referee just explaining a few things there. Jones wasn't particularly appreciative, and actually there is a free kick that Welton Rovers will have now, just in front of the home team dugout. It's going to be Scrivens, I think, who's going to take it. So perhaps this is the last roll of the dice, this last action in this first half as we're gearing up for half-time. Let's hope that the Calne defence are gearing up as Scrivens puts a long ball into the box that had good air time. Collins plays a ball forward, a flick on there. Welton have got it just on the edge of the box. They're trying to lay it off, but there's a lot of blue shirts back. Now Catley skips past one, gets a shot away. Oh, and that was a fantastic save there by Rob Pocock in the Calne goal. He just tipped that over. Welton Rovers may well have a corner before they go in at half-time, but Catley rolling back the years there, Bob.
That was a quality effort, and as I said earlier again, it just goes to show someone like him, you can't write him off. Absolutely spectacular effort, first-class effort, and a brilliant save by the keeper to deny Welton the old equaliser. But we got the corner, probably the last bit of the match, I should think, of the first half.
So Welton whipped this in from the right-hand side. It was a bit of a high looping effort, got good hang time, but Welton can't get it under control, and the referee blows his whistle. So 1-0, Bob, and I think on balance we can't have any complaints about that scoreline at half-time, can we?
No, I mean, after the initial chances, which, as we said, you've got to take him at this level, and if you don't, you get hit by the sucker punch. We sort of lost the plot midway through the half. They attacked, scored a goal. We little bit of ill discipline, 2 free kicks. Second one got a goal, also hit the bar. So, this half-time talk is all important. They've got to pick themselves up, and we're going down the slope. So hopefully, we can get back in the game, as that last effort just showed.
Well, only 1-0 down. Welton Rovers still in this game. 45 minutes to play in the second half coming up, with everything to play for here. Should be a cracking game. Let's hope Welton Rovers can sign off with 3 points from this last game here at West Clewes this season. So we're back underway here for the second half at West Clewes. It's 1-0 to the visitors Calne Town. In this second half, we Calne playing from right to left, Welton attacking from left to right. Got plenty of football to play in this second half. They need to get back on terms quickly, but number 6 Worthington has it, and he puts it into the middle there for number 7 Lai for Calne, and Welton Rovers pretty much starting the second half where they finished most of the first defending, but Ryan Gage has taken it past 2 Calne players. He's played a nice little ball in there to I'm not sure who that is actually. That's Dan Collins. Collins intercepted by Beasley. So Welton have shown some attacking intent at the beginning of this second half, but Calne now, this is through Levi Cox, play it forward, and that was a sloppy piece of defending actually. Now it's number 10 Armstrong puts the ball over to the Calne right, but it's Dando there does well to take it off the player and launches it up, and there's a penalty. We think there's a penalty be given, and yes, the linesman has indicated. I don't know whether we think perhaps Dando has maybe handled that, or you think so, Bob?
Yeah, there was a big shout for handball. I don't know whether it hit his arm or not, but there's not much reaction from the Welton player. But the referee wasn't giving it, and the lino was waving and then put his flag across his chest, indicating the penalty, and referee has given it, so it's their centre forward about to whiz it in or over the bar.
Levi Cox it is to take. Cox takes, and there wasn't any keeping that one out, was there? High and wide, high to the goalkeeper's left, I mean it was at any level of football, Bob. That was an excellently struck penalty. Yeah,
that was a quality spot kick there. This is just the start Welton didn't want. It's when you're down there and those sort of things happen, so we've got to try and pick ourselves up, or else this could turn into a bit of a awkward second half, I fancy.
Yeah, we were hoping this would be a sort of a command performance, the finale of Welton Rovers' season. We don't really want it to be a damp squib. Welton have got a mountain to climb now, but Gay in the final third twisting, but there's 2, he was in a Calne player sandwich there, can't get the ball out. Welton furiously trying to wrestle momentum back, but in the process of giving away another free kick, this time on their right wing, but it's in the left back position. We can already see some of the heads shaking a little bit. That early goal has knocked the stuffing out of them, but actually they've still got a long time left in this game. They've got they need to calm down. I'm sure that Stuart Minall's plans weren't that they would concede another one so early on in this second half, but hopefully they can stay to the course and try and play themselves back into this game. That's what we want. Collins there trying to turn lie, but gives the ball away, and now it's up with Armstrong in the Welton half. The ball played out wide to the left to Rory Worthington for Calne. Worthington cuts in, gets it just to the edge of the box. I thought he was going to go down for the penalty, but he didn't, and then the legs flying around there. Can't get the ball into the centre. Fortunately, it evades both Calne and Welton players, and the resulting shot there from a Calne player, he couldn't get it on target. It's flashed across the goal, and it's gone wide to the left. But this isn't what we were hoping for, Bob.
No, they were queuing up there, the Calne players. I mean, goodness me, we looked very flat-footed at the back there, and the ball was whipped across, and there was 2 or 3 Calne players in space, edge of the area. It fell to one of them, unfortunately fired wide, but this isn't good. We've really got to get the head together. They want a leader out there to get their heads together, keep the discipline, and stem this flow at the moment, and then go forward after that.
So Metcalfe wins the ball in the air. He, of course, is the captain. That's not my car alarm. And anyway, Calne have got the ball. They've got it in defence. Welton playing it forward. There's a lovely little ball there from next to Gay. Gay over on the right-hand side. He cuts the ball. It squares the ball in, but it's cut out by the Calne defence. And Calne, I think that's the... that might not be. I think that's number 5, Breesley, up towards Armstrong. Armstrong heads it down to Lardner. Lardner puts the ball over to the right. Calne continue to come forward, back to Lardner, but steps over the ball. Welton have possession, a long ball forward, played in, looking for Banks, but it's going to have too much on it, and easy there for Calne to just bring the ball away. Although actually Welton have managed to wrestle it back over on that left back position, and again another long ball, a switching play from left to right, and I can't see who that was. I think that might have been Jack Next, doing very well to try and control the ball, but the ball's a lot of bouncing efforts, long balls up, but they finally managed to get the ball under the ground and onto the ground, and it's Lardner who brings it under control and starts working it up that right hand side. But again, Calne and Welton at the moment exchanging possession. Welton going forward. I think that's Byron Lismore, but he was dispossessed and illegally, it would appear, from the referee's decision. And Welton have the free kick in a position not too dissimilar actually from the position that Calne took the lead from. I
was going to say it's absolutely not identical. So we can do what they did. So it's going to be Catley with the long free kick into the area. We've got plenty of players in there, so let's hope we can get on the end of it.
Yeah, the heavy artillery are up. I can see Greg Dando lurking. The ball played long into the far post, and it was near post, and it was punched by Pocock. And Scrivens, no, that's Nix who won the ball. Well, it would the home crowd certainly are keen on the idea that Nix won the ball there, fair and square. But certainly the linesman didn't like the look of it, and the referee agreed. And it's going to be a free kick now to Calne Town in their left back position near the corner flag, deep into the Calne half. So this opportunity, well, this is now relieving the pressure that Welton Rovers have been building. Metcalfe wins the ball in the air. Dan Collins has it. He plays it. A nice little ball there to Metcalfe. Metcalfe running down that right channel, and the ball we think has come off of an arm of 7 James Lyon. The referee agrees, so Welton Rovers will have a free kick now.
Just outside the penalty area this time.
To the on the right hand side, so it's sort of like in hockey terms it would be a short corner. I think that would be the parlance. Collins is going to take it again. Welton have got men up here. Calne have got everybody back. It looks like they're going to deliver it to the far post, but in the end it was Pocock's done well. He's brought it down from just underneath the bar, and that effort there, that was I don't know, that was Catley, wasn't it? Unfortunately, yeah, that ball was always rising and it rose over the goal. But I thought actually the ball had been overhit. I thought Welton were doing well to actually keep it in play in the 6-yard box. But actually Pocock was called upon to make a last ditch tackle just under his own bar.
That's right. It was a good block by him and fell to Catley, edge of the area, and he tried well. It was a good effort. But we are pressing so that we want to keep this momentum going. Well,
Lismore now has it and he plays it back to Scrivens, the left back. Scrivens plays a ball towards Banks and the left, and Banks heads it back to Ryan Gay. Gay's been brought down by that's number 5, I think. That's Chris Beasley who's brought him down, and again, this is another. I think Calne had so many free kicks in the first half, but again, I think this was another similar position, quite central. Perhaps I think actually that was they run a little closer than this, but Catley's going to be called into action. Would you say this is about 10 yards just outside the penalty box?
That's right. And this was similar to where Calne's first one at the bar in the first half. By this time, we went a bit lower into the net for Mr. Catley.
Well, can he bend it like Beckham? That's the question. Catley puts a ball into the box to the far post and straight into the hands of Rob Pocock in the Calne Town goal. And I think there was one. There's one Welton player there, I think, toying with the idea of doing a Nat Lofthouse. But thought better of it, and Welton got some defending to do as Calne come racing into the Welton half over on that right-hand side. That was Levi Cox. Ball played into the centre, but there aren't any blue shirts there, so it's going to be, I think that's Scrivens who's going to plays it back to Lismore. Lismore puts it up to Ryan Gay. Ryan Gay trying to slip his man. He does. There was a lovely little turn. He's got away from his man. He's going forward, but he's shown it too much to the number 3. But actually, the deflection has come into Banks. Banks over on the right-hand side. Can he cut it back? He's got it to the byline. They're going to... Nix puts it in the end, and they're getting the defensive header there from under the bar. Puts the ball out. Welton Rovers will have a corner. But, considering actually Welton only had 3 attackers up and there were many more Calne players, actually Welton did pretty well in that situation. Perhaps they want to commit more men forward.
That was a very good attack. Yeah, I mean, look at there were 5 Welton players back there, so we want to go forward. We've got nothing to lose. Last home game of the season, let's go for it.
Ball delivered long. Bit too long, headed and saved under the bar. Now who comes? The ball piled into the 6-yard box. Again, the ball goes up and under. Pocock punches clear. Cleared by his left back, and now down the right hand side, Calne will try and build pressure, and the challenge there. I think they're playing advantage. That was a good piece of advantage actually, and now the ball has come into that's number 6, Worthington, and Worthington secures. He makes no mistake. It was a 1-on-1 with Tamblin. He broke from deep, and unfortunately, Welton now having been in a position where. Calne Town were trying to clear the ball on their own line, forced into 2 goal-saving clearances. Welton Rovers a calm break and puts Welton Rovers 3-0 down, and that's a real sucker punch there, Bob.
Yeah, just as we were getting back into the game, as you say, a goal line clearance there would have got us back to 2-1. They break as we're going back. A good attack by them. 3-0 down. Well, game over. And, it's football so often is a game of what-ifs. Ryan Gay, of course, had that excellent one-on-one chance in the opening minutes of this game. Worthington in exactly the same position, really. I wondered whether we might see the linesman's flag because of the nature of the break, but we didn't. Worthington had the goalkeeper to beat, and he did exactly what was required, Bob. Yeah, it was a good goal. I mean, that's often the way. If you're pressing hard to get something back out of this game and you leave yourself open, that's the nature of football. And we were caught big time there, and fair play to the young, and he went up there and got a good goal. And, that's it, 3-0 down. It's be a miracle to come back, but miracles can happen, of course.
Well, Welton Rovers may well find themselves playing for pride in this second half now. They look pretty up for it. And Greg Dando wins it at the back there. Metcalf puts it forward up towards the number 4, Dan Jones. But now it's with 7, James Lai. Lai puts a ball over the top. On that occasion, we do see the linesman's flag. And it's Levi Cox there who did fall foul of the offside trap on that occasion. As Tamblin's come all the way out of his goal to take this free kick. Puts a long ball forward onto the edge of the box. Can't get it away. But that was one in the air by Nix. But too much on that, and that'll go out for a throw-in. Stuart Minor has come straight out, giving it to Lismore. Lismore, a long throw actually, up by Lismore there, but Calne have got possession, albeit in their own half. Catley's come forward. He's won the ball for Welton Rovers, played it back to Lismore. Not too many attacking options for Lismore, and he plays it back to Metcalfe on the halfway line. Metcalfe plays a nice ball through to Dan Collins. Dan Collins gets it over onto the right wing, and the right back for Welton, Bicknell, I think put in a cross-come shot which was eaten up there by Rob Pocock. Welton Rovers are on the attack. Gay puts it out wide to Nix. Nix puts the ball into the box. I think he was looking for Catley or Banks. No, it was Banks. Anyway, Welton, this is Scrivens who tries to get a ball away, and he just narrowly past the right hand post. Definitely a sense of urgency in the Welton's play now, which is good to see. But I mean, I just hope it's not too little, too late, Bob.
Yeah, we've got nothing to lose now. Last home game of the season, go all out, try and get something back, get a couple of goals back at least. But they're trying hard, and I mean, I'm not knocking the lads. The trouble is, we're a bit lightweight up front. You've got some real old-fashioned, strong defenders there. Look at the difference there, and it's always going to be difficult, especially with the ball going up in the air. We've got to do what we did well in the first half. Try and keep it on the floor, play some decent football, and get it in the net.
Well, Welton Rovers have got themselves another corner. This one will be taken over on the right-hand side. Delivered in, long, just past the far post, headed back by Lismore there, and I think that poor old Banks there did a fantastic job of a defensive header there, and from a position right in front of the goal. If he'd have got that on target, I don't think there was any keeping that one out. Unfortunately, that one ended up in the car park. So the luck is not with Welton Rovers at the moment, but at least they're doing. The positives from this, they're playing football in the Calne half. In fact, in fairness to them, they're playing football in the Calne penalty box. They're making chances. They're getting on the end of chances. The only thing they're yet to do is to be in a position to take one. But everything else, they are doing positively at the moment. As again, this is Collins. He's twisting and turning just outside the box. He's got it to Catley. Well, midway into the Calne half, Catley gets it out to the right wing. It's Jack Nix now, plays it back to Bicknell. Bicknell gives it away, and a ball over the top, and on that occasion Glenn Armstrong was about a yard offside. The linesman saw it, and he was running tight down the byline anyway, so hopefully that wouldn't have been too much there, but Welton will have a free kick over on the right hand side. Ball played centrally to Metcalfe. Metcalfe starts his run in the centre of the pitch. Played down on the left. Welton now cutting in. I think that's Scrivens to Banks. Banks plays it all the way back to Greg Dando right on the halfway line. Dando distributes it off to Nix. Nix plays the ball down to Ryan Gay, but there's a bit on that. Can it hold up for Gay? If he keeps it in, he won't. He does well to switch it down the line. He's very committed. He's got it into the box, plays it back to Nix. Nick plays it along the line, and in the end of the day, it's a very easy clearance for Calne, and they've got it up to Armstrong, but Armstrong's been dispossessed. Metcalfe comes forward midway into the half. High challenge, a high boot there. You've got to watch out for that one. The referee might not like that now. Guy's in, and he puts it over the bar, and he's down on the ground. And we've seen a penalty. This is a lifeline, but one that was won by Ryan Gay's commitment there. He's been putting his body on the line all the way through this match. He's also been popping up in exactly the right places, even if he hasn't been able to take the chances. So he's won his side a penalty here. 3-0 down. It could be 3-1. Maybe there's something left in this game, just the fillip that Welton Rovers need. I think it's going to be Metcalfe who's going to take this, isn't it?
Yeah, Welton skipper's going to go for the goal, but that was... Gay has done well. He's battled there. Here we go.
Metcalfe takes, and he beats Pocock at his right-hand side. Got it, just snuck it underneath the goalkeeper, but maybe that's just a little bit of luck that Welton Rovers needed, Bob.
That's right. That's good battling, and as I said, young Ryan Gay has played really well the second half. He's battled away. You can see it in him here as he's walking back to the centre spot. He's looking tired out, but my goodness, he's battled well. He's played some good thing, and he's quite right. He won a penalty there with his determination and his effort. So we got one back. Good penalty by Metcalfe. So, who knows what will happen now.
He's going to have a few bruises tomorrow, his old Ryan Gay. I think he's taken a few wallops. But anyway, Nix wins the ball. And, Lismore gets a bit of a knock there. I'm not sure who that was. And we're seeing a card. It's that time. It's the witching hour. We've managed the goal scorer, actually, Rory Worthington, who took his goal so well. He's going to find his way into the referee's book. But yes, when you get to well, how are we? Yes, well, we're 18 minutes into the probably nigh on 20 actually. After I spent 2 minutes fumbling around putting my equipment together. Yes, referees, they don't like to book anybody before now because you wouldn't end up with anyone on the pitch. But
that was a deserved booking because that was quite a fierce tackle, I think, putting it politely.
Yeah. I mean, Lismore, it looks like the sort of bloke who can take care of himself, but in fact actually he had to, didn't he, because he had to jump out of the way. Anyway, the ball was delivered high to the edge of the left-hand edge of the Calne box. Calne have got it, but Calne are now the ones who are playing football in their half. Welton are doing the right thing. They're keeping up the pressure on Calne, which is good. Collins couldn't win it on that occasion. Armstrong brings it into the centre of the pitch, and Calne come forward, looking to break down their right-hand side this time, mixing it up a little bit because they did favour the left in the first half. They've got it up as far as Thompson. Thompson twists. He was trying to get it through there to one of the other Calne frontmen. Collins there, sloppy, but he's won the ball back. He's got a second bite of the cherry and he gets it back to Bicknell. The ball goes up to cut out by Beasley, played over the top there. Long, hard ball there by Aaron Legister, and that's gone all the way back to Tamblin in the Welton goal. But I will congratulate Welton Rovers on the fact that by playing the ball with their football, not only in the Calne half, but also by doing so well to keep the pressure on in the box, they finally managed to get they earned the luck that got them that penalty because they were forcing Calne to tackle and challenge in their own box, and the pressure paid off there, Bob.
That's right. I mean, when you consider, after the start of the second half, they got the penalty. Calne, a decision, okay, handball, given not 2-0 down. We were pressing like anything. Ball cleared off the line. We could have made it 2-1 quite easily. They get a breakaway straight up 3-0, and we're struggling. But the boys are committing, and it's really good to see. And then, quite rightly, their determination and commitment has won them the penalty, and we're back in the game now.
So the ball played out to the right-hand side. Welton have it and bring it up their left-hand side. Of course, is dispossessed, and they're breaking now. It's shown a little bit too much to Dan Jones, which gives Calne an opportunity to get away. But Lismore, I think it's Lismore has it there for Calne and for Welton, just over on that. It's on the far side of the pitch to where we are. The floodlight's not doing a particularly good job of illuminating that area for us here in the main stand. But anyway, we won't worry about that now, as Levi Cox can't quite get the ball under control, and it goes out for a Welton Rovers throw in midway into the Welton half over on the left-hand side.
We've got to keep this momentum going now. Don't let them back in the game, because we're on top at the moment, and we just want another bit of either lady luck or another ball falling for us, and 3-2 down, anything can happen.
Well, if Welton do manage to get another goal back, it will set up a grandstand finish, which is exactly what we want here. Tamblin gets the ball into the half, and Ryan Gay now chests it down. He lays it off there to Banks. Banks just goes behind him, but Banks recovers, gets the ball out to Nix on the right. Nix takes to the byline, crosses it back a little bit much. We've got a player coming in on the far post. That's gone in. That's the second goal. I couldn't see who scored that one, Bob, but it was a come on, turn round, because that man needs to take a bow. Will that one there turn round, because that was a great effort. Nix cuts it in from the. We think it was Ryan Gay.
Yeah, it was Ryan Gay.
Ryan Gay
at the far post, headed in.
Yeah. Ryan Gay there at the far post, headed in. That's absolutely fantastic. If only our apologies to Ryan Gay, because we should really have done that more justice by naming him straight away. But
we couldn't see him through all the players, but he drifted at the far post. The ball had gone out to Nix. It was a quality long deep pass or crossover, and he was Ryan Gay, who was having a storm over the second half, was at the far post and put it in. Here we go again.
Yeah, he's played another ball down to Nix. Nix is again on this, cutting in from this right hand side. Nix delivers a ball into the centre. We got a slightly over elaborate chance there from Banks. I thought he was shaping up for a bicycle kick, but it didn't come off anyway. Now Calne are the ones who break. James Ly's got the ball in the centre of the park. Calne will be the ones who want to get possession, take possession back like they had for long periods of that first half, where they started to build momentum in the game. They've completely lost the momentum in the second half, but as a good ball through there. Welton have got some defending to do. The ball comes in, and Tamblin there easily cuts it out. It was a good ball, actually. If Tamblyn hadn't have done that, then there were two Calne players in very good attacking positions. Tamblyn gets the ball underway. There's a two-man attack here for Welton Rovers of Banks and Ryan Gay, but they're playing against a solid back four. Now Scrivens comes forward. Plays it off just to Gay there, just on the edge of the box, but it was cut out by the Calne defence, and I don't quite know what that was from Dan Collins, but Welton do have it. Ryan Gay again. He's all over the place. And high ball up there in just underneath Aaron Legister gets that, heads it forward, but Welton still got it in the final third. Brought it down by Nix. Nix plays it back down to Dan Collins. Collins switches play over to the left, but Banks has it. He's got Nix with him. He plays it back to Andy Catley. Catley looks to see what's on. Catley plays it down to Ryan Gay over on the right hand side. Gay back to Dan Collins. What's Collins going to do? He shoots, and Pocock, well, he got his body behind that, and a good job he did, because he chested it down in the end. He didn't control that. I think there's a few butterflies, a few nervy moments in the Calne defence, dare I say it, Bob?
Yeah, there's good pressure from Welton now, going for the equaliser now, which they thoroughly deserve with this second half performance. So let's keep it up, lads, especially up front. They're firing on all four cylinders, so let's go for it.
I do think that Welton are doing well up front, because, I mean, the Calne do play with that solid back four, don't they? And for a lot of the Banks and Gay have been sort of toiling against quite a few blue shirts.
Yeah, but what we've done, as you can see now, we're playing the ball on the ground through to our players up front, causing all sorts of problems. By keeping the ball on the ground, twisting and turning, the big Calne defenders are finding it difficult to deal with, and we've had the positive results from that play. So let's keep it going.
I mean, Scrivens, we've seen him making some runs from deep. Catley playing almost as a quarterback option, just behind that midfield position, as Ryan Gay and Paul Banks have been sort of leading the line, but Jack Nix has also been in and around the front four, and the way that they've combined and used pace and put in some good passing movement has caused the Calne defence no problems. From a position of absolute superiority, 3-0 up, Welton Rovers have played themselves back into this game, and they come forward again now. There's a nice little ball over the top, looking for Ryan Gay, but cut out there by Aaron Legister, and it's only going to go out for a throw-in, I think, although the two players fall over there on that far hand side. That's the left wing in the gloom, yes, as Bob says. Anyway, we can hardly see the shirts, let alone the faces over there. But anyway, the ball played in. That's Banks, I think, whipped into the box. Calne struggling to get it away, but they do get it up to Worthington. Worthington breaks. He's got one player with him. He's got Armstrong, but Worthington comes straight through the centre. But that was taken off of his foot there by Greg Dando, and now Greg Dando starting to show his class as he brings it up to the halfway line, puts it off to Catley. Dando getting a nosebleed, so he returns to his defensive position. Catley plays it down the line straight to a Calne player, and they get it to Worthington, and Worthington starts it all off again for Calne. This time Armstrong, it's the Armstrong Worthington combination, and what a band they were, as Collins there comes in, but he couldn't win the ball. They've switched play over to the right hand side, but I think in that they found Scrivens, and Scrivens takes some getting round as he plays the ball down to the left hand side, and Paul Banks is going to have a lot of he's fallen into he attempted to keep the ball in, then he kicked it out, and then he fell into the floodlight. I hope he's all right, and he's getting up. He got a little pat on the back there from the Calne defender. I think Calne are probably just pleased for the breather, actually, because the momentum that Welton Rovers have been building has been positively positive.
That's right. It's been all Welton in the second half, and they've got the results to show for it. We've got to keep it going, not let it still flat again. We've got to keep it going because the momentum is... momentum is with it. That looked a classic handball, but there you go. The momentum's with it, and here we go again.
Yeah, I think that was the first time West Clewes has been used as a basketball court. Anyway, the referee didn't agree. Catley plays the ball over to Nix. Nix puts it in to Ryan Gay. Gay gets off a shot, and the Welton bobble there just puts the ball, fortunately, back into the hands. Well, fortunately from a Calne point of view, of course, back into the hands of Rob Pocock. Pocock gets the ball up to the halfway line to try and find Armstrong, but it's won by... it was actually won by Armstrong, although Dando got hold of it, and the referee didn't really like the way that Welton were tackling there, so just inside the Welton half. Calne in a very central position, not too far away from the centre spot. Lardner will have a free kick. How much longer have we got left in this match? Well, we've still got a few minutes. We've still got a few minutes left yet. So plenty. Well, it'll be fascinating to see whether Welton can actually get something out of this match. Aaron Legister has the ball. Referee does very well to get out of the way, and Dando brings it down, plays it forward, looking for Ryan Gay, but it was won by Beasley. Dando again, but gives it to Lai, who puts it forward, and Worthington wrestling, and he gets around Bicknell. Worthington over to the left, puts a ball in for their number 10, and Tamblin manages to put him off, really. I mean, I don't quite know what Glenn Armstrong was trying to do with that. They both sort of did a star jump in front of each other, and I don't know whether there's a few Calne fans here who think that they should have got something for that, but I think that would have been a very harsh decision, Bob.
Yeah, I don't think that would have gone down well at all here, to be honest. So, yeah, that was the right way.
Anyway, Ryan Gay gets the ball out to the left-hand side. He runs into a defender, but the ball crossed into the box looking for Paul Banks. It's cut out by the Calne defence, back over to the left-hand side, but it's a Calne who managed to get the ball up to halfway. That ball played out there. I think there was a mishit pass in the end there by a Welton Rovers player. So again, Calne getting an opportunity to breathe deep. But this is where we want to see the football being played, isn't it, Bob, in the Calne half?
Yeah, we mustn't let it go flat now. We've got this momentum going. Calne are trying to slow it down and take a breather. I know it's hard work now, but it's the last sort of home game. We want something out of this, and the boys are really up for it. So let's keep the momentum going and keep going.
A good ball over the top there by Calne, and actually it was an equally good defensive header by Dando, who manages to get it just back to Tamblin. I think that was Levi Cox who was bearing down on the Welton defence. Anyway, Welton Rovers get the ball away. I can't quite see what was wrong with that, because I thought, if anything, it was the Calne player who was wrestling the Welton one to the ground. But anyway, the referee disagrees, so Calne will have a free kick. It will be inside their half. What was that, Bob?
Yeah, just emphasising what I said last time. There's a shout from the manager, Stuart Meinl. Don't stop, lads. That's right. Don't stop. I know it's hard work, but keep it going for the last 15 minutes, and we will get something out of this game.
Looks like Calne going to have a free kick in a very dangerous area over on the right-hand side, on their right-hand side. Welton's left. It's the far side from where we're sat in the main stand here at West Clewes. Ball played into the box, low dipping, and that's gone in. I'm not sure who got the final touch on that. I think it's number 4, Dan Jones, for his second goal of the game. And that's going to be on, that's more or less on the half hour. So having got themselves back to 3-2, and in a position where the momentum of the game would have suggested if anybody was going to score again, it was going to be Welton Rovers. A set piece, which has been the undoing of Welton Rovers today. A set piece again, and Calne wrestle back the momentum. They've got themselves back that 2-goal advantage, and with about just over 10 minutes left to play here at West Clewes, it's Welton have left themselves a mountain to climb, Bob.
Well, you can't believe it, can you? I mean, it was basic there. It was a free kick from, 10 yards out of the area, just kept low, and everybody sort of stopped and watched it, and just, the Calne player was the first to react, unmarked, and slotted it in the net. Oh, dear.
Calne have it deep in their own half. This is Lardner, who's looking for an option. They don't want to give possession away, because that's what's given Welton the opportunity to put so much pressure. The ball's played out wide to the right to Levi Cox for Calne. He delivers a crossfield pass over to the left, but had a little bit too much on it for his colleague. I think this might be Worthington, and Worthington ends up crashing off the pitch and goes into the side hoarding, but he gives it to Welton Rovers. Play it to Catley. Catley plays a little ball to Bicknell. Bicknell plays the ball down the line looking for Ryan Gay, but he can't find him. But Catley's there instead. Catley on the ball. He plays it wide out to Ryan Gay, wide on the right. Gay's got it to the edge of the box. He puts a ball in, but there was too much on that, and that will go out for a throw-in to Calne Town on their right back position. And I'm wondering whether there's a few tired legs there. The level of energy that Welton were putting in to get themselves back into this game, I suppose all the time there was only that one goal to make up. There was the adrenaline pumping, but the problem with conceding that fourth is it's like a sucker punch, isn't it? They look like they're winded.
Yeah, as I said, we and as Stuart was shouting at them, don't let it go flat, boys. And then what happened? We give away a silly free kick on the edge of the area or just outside the area. And, we could see the fourth, which was really a soft goal. It wasn't a well-taken free kick. It just drifted across the box sort of thing, and nobody took command of it, and it fell to the Calne guy who, slotted it home. That's bad defending, and, you've got to keep your concentration about you all the time.
Well, Bicknell's on a tussle here with Worthington. Worthington's gone into the box, but Welton there, last-ditch defending. Worthington's gone down, actually. He's rolling around on the 6-yard box, but Welton bring it away. It's Jack Metcalf who was the one who came all the way back to win the ball back to his side, and he's taken it all the way into the Calne half on that right-hand side, but a sloppy ball into the centre, and it's been cut out and brought away by Lardner, who takes up to the halfway line. Worthington's recovered, but he's not needed. Armstrong is the one who's going forward, plays the ball into the centre looking for Lardner. Lardner's got it. They've got a player over to the right. I think that's Levi Cox. Cox comes into the box, and Levi Cox in the box. Wasn't the fox in the box on that occasion, and that's not an easy thing to say at speed. The ball goes straight over the bar, and that could have been the fifth, couldn't it, Bob?
Yeah, it's... Oh, dear. I'm not quite sure what's happening there at the moment, to be honest, because Calne is still looking the more energetic now. We've gone completely flat again, after all that pressure, whether it's took it out of them or the end of the season, I do not know, but we've just lost the plot here and allowed them to get back and increase their lead, and we were lucky not to have conceded a fifth there, so it's going to be a long 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, this is yet another good advertisement for Western League football. Perhaps not a particularly good advertisement. Welton there nearly broke through the the Calne defence. Calne were having the Calne defence are now debating with the linesman. Welton are pouring forward down the left. Welton have got a lot of men up here. They've got a lot of options. The ball's played through. It's to Banks. Can he beat the goalkeeper? He can't. He twists and turns. Can he get the cross away? No, he can't. That will go out for a corner, though. It was Nathan Fillimore, really, with what was a goal-saving challenge for Calne. That's not gone out for a goal kick, surely. That's got to be a corner. But they're all... Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. Well, that was exciting.
Yeah, that all started with a classic handball here, and that's why the Calne defenders are upset. As you can hear, it's still going on because it was absolute classic handball. But there you are, it wasn't given. They should get on with it. But it caused them all sorts. We nearly got through, and then, they're still upset by that decision, or non-decision, should I say.
Well, you've got to play to the whistle.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I mean, over the course of a season, these decisions normally even themselves out. And if you've... Yeah. There you go. If you want any more platitudes, please come to Ian Knockons. 10 minutes to go here at West Clewes. There's a hush gone over the crowd now. I think all of that. I think even we're knackered. I mean, it is a fantastic advertisement for Western League football, even if it isn't much of an advertisement for defending. It has been an entertaining match, I suppose, for all the wrong reasons. If you're a Welton Rovers player, or Welton Rovers fan, but both teams have certainly given a lot. I mean, it's been played at pace, and I'm not surprised that for a midweek fixture, they'll know they'll have had a game tomorrow morning, Bob.
Yeah, it as you say, it's a classic Western League game. It's not an end-of-season game whatsoever. It's been really pacey, and I think the lads now, both sides are struggling to get on with it, as you can see. I mean, the pitch is so heavy as well, after the Saturday rain. But it's been a really good advert, and it has had its moments, as we know, both ends. So, let's see if Welcome can get another goal.
Perhaps one of the things that's made a bit of a difference for this fixture is that neither side appear to have any substitutes. So we're seeing, in a throwback to the sort of the 1950s, we're seeing a game with no we're seeing a game with no substitutes. I mean, if either side had got a bench, then that could have actually that could have proved definitive tonight.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you can see, looking as where we're sat now, looking at them, they are absolutely tired out. There's several struggling here. It's been a long season, and on this sort of pitch as well. And it has been free-flowing, and, there's still a buzz about the game, so, anything can happen at the moment.
I think we've had a few come in at half-time, actually, because the ranks have swelled here as Worthington plays the ball in front of the goal. It's number 7, Lai. Can he get it back? Tamlin's been out of his goal. Welton managed to Lismore, it was, goal-saving clearance there on the Welton line. Gets it just to the edge of the box. Worthington, that was, definitely... just brought down. Lardner has it going forward just on the left-hand side. He gets it out towards Lai. The linesman's flag's gone up, but nobody's seen it. It's going to be a throw-in. It's going to be a... Right. And, oh dear me. Right then, chaos reigns here at West Clewes. I think we're going to get a free kick for an offside decision. But we're going to have to rescue the ball first, which could well have ended up in Midsummer Norton Primary School. Anyway, it's Tamblyn who's going to get us back underway. Over on that right-hand side for Welton Rovers, puts a ball in just outside the box. Wasn't one in the air, it's down to Worthington. Worthington flicks on, but Dando's underneath this one. Controls it, brings it on the ground, plays a little ball forward to Catley. Catley slips on this pitch, but it actually Lismore. Lismore has the ball, he's in a very central position, he stabs the ball through. I think he was looking for the break by I think it was over on that side of the pitch, probably Dan Scrivens actually. But anyway, it's gone back to Pocock in the Calne goal. He gets it up. He's looking for Armstrong. Armstrong couldn't control it. He plays it off the backside of Metcalfe. Metcalfe plays it all the way back to Tamblyn in the Welton goal, and a good job there wasn't anybody running in on him on that occasion, because he used all of his footballing ability to bring the ball under control. There's an awful lot of the crowd are getting very excited towards the end of this game. It has to be said, it's quite nice to have a bit of banter from the terraces. But anyway, Nix plays it, throws it into Dan Collins. Nix over on that right hand side, he's trying to get the ball in, but it was cut out by Aaron Legister. So Welton Rovers will have a throw in here, deep into Calne territory. Throw in taken up towards, and well, Nix has got it anyway. Nix can't get the ball in, and he's won his side a corner. So be interesting to see whether yet another set piece can yield a goal.
Well, if we could only get one back here, it would certainly make an interesting last 5 minutes of our last home game here this season. So, come on, lads, let's get on the end of this, get it in the net, 4-3 down. You know, we could still get a point out of this.
It's the stuff fairy tales are made of. As the ball was played to the back post, it was headed away by Calne, and Calne now looked to hit on the break. Armstrong just on the edge of the centre circle. He's got players up, we can see, and it's played beautifully off the back of the referee towards Aaron Legister. But I think this is, I don't know if that's Lardner or Worthington. It was Worthington. Legister plays a crossfield ball for Calne, and Lye's going to have to try and keep this one in, and he can't. It's going to go out for a Welton Rovers throw in over on their left back position. It's thrown in towards Banks. I've seen Banks coming back a bit actually. He has come back to try and pick up the ball and to get things going, dropping a bit deeper. So that Wayne Rooney role. Anyway, he's played it up towards, I think that's Lismore.
Yeah, they've swapped.
We think that Lismore and Banks have swapped. Anyway, Nix puts a ball in over from the right. Ryan Gay's managed to get ahead on that, but Pocock's going to... Well, he's not going to shepherd it out, but he has shepherded it into his hands, and he was going to try and, I think, get Legister away, but Legister didn't fancy it. I think they're all a bit tired, and hitting on the break is not something that they're encouraging their goalkeeper to do. Bicknell gets it back to Dando. Dando launches a long ball up. Banks is returned to a more forward position, but the ball ricocheted there, and it's gone. And the linesman has signalled there. I think Glenn Armstrong was he was a fair few yards offline. Gives a free kick to Welton Rovers. Metcalfe to take it just on the edge of the centre circle in the Welton Rovers half. Metcalfe launches a ball down to the left. Far too much on that, and it's going to go straight out, and it'll be a goal kick. So the seconds are ticking away here, Bob, and I think both sets of tired legs. It's turning into the sort of lottery that these games normally end up with, don't we, with two sort of tired sides. Welton not really able to exert the control that they'd like in the final third.
No, it is. It's, as you say, a lot of tired legs. You can see that by the body language as we're looking at the players now. Both sides are completely shattered, give their all. It's hard work for them all, but you know, a bit of luck somewhere, or just that one bit of magic from someone who still finds some strength from somewhere could still, you know, turn it for Welton. But it's time's running out.
Welton have the ball over on the left-hand side, twisting actually and turning. I think that's Collins. He's played well today. Ball, nice little ball there. I think that's Scrivens over on the left, and that he couldn't keep it in. And what was a promising attack there, snuffed out cruelly, really. Calne will have this throw in, and I can't believe we'll have too much longer of this game left, Bob. Although we don't see any activity down by the gateman, so.
No, I still think there's a few minutes left. There isn't going to be a lot of added time because there's been no stoppages or no substitutions. So, but here we go. Welton again pressing. That's a good ball in.
Nick's in. I think Lismore was underneath that. I think Ryan Gay's got it. He's taken it past one. It was Banks. Banks was the one who got the shot away. But there was an awful lot of blue shirts back there defending. They're defending in numbers. It's turned into that sort of scrappy affair. Anyway, Calne are putting a ball forward, but definitely Worthington there springs the offside trap. He probably doesn't like that very much, but both sides now really trying to stretch each other's defences. Calne happy to hit on the break. Welton desperate to try and get the ball and start playing their football in the Calne half. As that ball goes over the top, over to the left-hand side, can Welton bring it in? And I think actually, unfortunately, that cross fell to a Calne defender, and they were able to control it and bring it away. But it's been lost, and Ryan Gay's down there now, just on the edge of the box. Number 2 there, Nathan Phillimore, and that's gone out, and that will be a goal kick to Calne.
Well, I think time is running out for Welton now. I think they give them all. You can, as I said, they're tired now. Both sides are tired. But it's been a good game. It's been a good advert for the Western League. You know, they give their all. They're a young side, so we can only hope that, you know, we can all stay together for the next season, a few new arrivals, and we can build from this.
They're like 2 heavyweight boxers in the 12th round of a title contest, although unfortunately there isn't a title on the line here. But they're sort of, other than there's a lot of holding going on in the last few minutes, and the odd wild haymaker.
Yeah, that's right. But you know, nobody's throwing the towel in. They're both going for it. So you know, they give their all. So we can't ask for more than that. And it's been good entertainment and good value for the spectators.
Well, we have seen 6 goals after all. It would have been nice if we could have seen a few more for Welton Rovers, but 4 goals to 2, Calne lead here, and both sets of players have now left sort of strolling around the pitch here. I don't know whether we'll be seeing too many sprints, but anyway, Calne have the ball in the Welton half. It's number 11, Ben Thompson. But Welton desperately trying to get it away, and they're trying to work it up to their halfway line. I think that's Dan Collins. He's been in the thick of a lot of the play in the Welton midfield in the Barry Sandquist mould.
Yeah, he's worked hard tonight and did very well there. He's been determined, won his tackles. We need a few more like him for the new season.
So Lismore but couldn't get it, and there was a long driving shot there by Calne, and it's gone all the way over to the left hand side. Number 6 Worthington has it just inside the corner flag. They're going to run down the clock now. They don't want to give away anything silly, and they'll like to play their final few moments of this match over deep in Welton territory, over on that on their left wing, tight to the touchline. In fact, number 3 Aaron Legister's coming over. Maybe he fancies a long throw. It won't be too long, but they're certainly, I think they're doing their best to sort of run the clock down. But actually, maybe Worthington's got other ideas, because he's into the box. He's into the 6-yard box, and he's given another penalty. The hard work there by Rory Worthington has gifted, in the dying seconds here at West Clewes, a goal that really adds insult. Well, it's a penalty. Before we start talking about what might happen, perhaps Dan Tamblin can give us a few things to cheer about by saving this effort. It's going to be number 4, Dan Jones, who's going to take it, because he's on a hat-trick, Bob.
Yeah, it's. I think there was no argument with that. A little trip as he came through. So here we go.
Jones. And Tamblin has saved it. So we've got something to cheer about after all here. Welton have still got a little bit of defending, and that's the final whistle. So it's a funny old game, isn't it, Bob? But Welton Rovers there running out 4 goals to losing 4 goals to 2. But we had something to cheer about at the end with that Tamblin save.
Yeah, it's a very good save, and the lad has done well in goal for Welton all season, so that typifies his performance. They're coming off now. You can see they give their all. They're absolutely shattered. So although it's a defeat, they played well. They gave the best, and the supporters are proud of it. They're really gathered to see him, and well done to the lads, and one more away game, and then the season's gone, and we can all have a rest, and then build for next season. Well done, the boys.
Well, it's been a highly entertaining match here at West Clewes. It may not have gone the way of the home side, but we've been thoroughly enthralled for the 90 minutes. We've had it all. We've had penalties. We've had penalties saved. We've had we've had set piece goals. We've had goals from open play. It's been a thoroughly entertaining match here, and perhaps indicative in so many ways of Welton Rovers' season this season, that at times has promised so much, but sadly on occasion hasn't quite lived up to the final. To the final result. Anyway, thank you very much for your time, Bob. I appreciate. Well, it's been a pleasure to have followed the Green Army this season, even if it hasn't always quite given us the results we wanted. But anyway, from the Summer Valley commentary team here, I've been Ian Knockholes, and thank you again from Bob Allard from Welton Rovers.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure having you here, Ian, and all season is great, and it's good that we can get Welton on the map with the sports show as well, which I know people all in the area are really fond of. So, we'll have a rest now and look forward to next season.